We're on? We're on. Yay. Hi, YouTube. So, here's Z. You guys have never met Z. He is amazing. He is incredible. He is perfect. He is the sweetest thing. If you look at him, he starts purring. He's huge. He's amazing. And I have no idea why this is shooting so dark. But anyway, I figured today I would discuss, because it was on my mind after going to Philadelphia, what a traumatic brain injury feels like to me, but also to other people that I've talked to. And this is going to be hard, and it's going to suck to hear. But if you're wondering what a loved one or somebody you know is going through if they've had a traumatic brain injury, here you go. And there's Shiloh harassing Z. Hi, Shy. Yeah, you're still a sweet girl. Anyway, and if you hear tapping in the background, that's Anne. So everybody's down here with me. Anyway, traumatic brain injuries. For me, it was September 18th, 2013. I remember the day because it's actually my sister's birthday. I did not tell anybody the day that I got hit by the car, I waited for it to be after her birthday to tell anybody because I did not want to be that person. And my sister needs her birthday to be hers. But anyway, that's when I was riding my bike down Wilshire, right around LACMA, and a BMW driver, apparently in an effort to hit on me and get me to slow down and talk to him, decided to open his door onto me in the bike lane. And I ended up with a traumatic brain injury. Obviously, I've discussed that before. I had an angiogram to see exactly how it looks now, it's like 10 years after the injury. And there's a piece that's about a dime size in my frontal lobe that's just dead. And there's still swelling around it. So whenever I cry or have an allergic reaction to something or get too hot and sweaty or whatever, I can have a seizure. It's a little ridiculous. It really is. But that's my injury. There was also a moderate amount of spinal cord damage. So that's showing up more now because I was very, 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 very fortunate in that prior to my injuries, I had been on the side of people with spinal cord injuries getting them better. I had been on the side of medical rehab. So I knew what to do, and the one thing that I did not do, I can walk very well. You don't even notice anything. I can move very well. You don't notice anything. I notice it. And I definitely also notice my strokes. I notice it, but I failed to consider stairs, which is very entertaining nowadays because we live with stairs, and I failed to consider deep squats. So I'm having trouble with those still. This is, 2013 to now. I don't even know how long. I don't even know. You guys do the math. Anyway, one of the things that's very hard for people to digest when a loved one gets a traumatic brain injury is there was, for me as well as for other people, a soft ghost, because the person that they wanted me to be isn't who I am anymore. in a quite literal neurological way, the person who I was died. You know, it's gone. And in an emotional, this is how a brain injury feels way, it's similar to dissociation, I guess. It feels like my body does not belong to me. Like I'm, you know, a demon or an angel or an alien or whatever, and this skin, this body, this everything just feels like a suit. It does not feel like me. I can feel like, let's say I'm meeting a new person or whatever. I can feel how I would respond in the past, how I used to be, and tone and inflection and everything, and I feel how I feel now. And the two aren't the same. In every situation, how I feel, I get this mesh of how I'm supposed to feel based on my experiences from the previous person who I was versus who I am now. It's one of the reasons why, I mean, my family has always called me, well, they've always called me Baby May, but, or Maggie Ann, but my actual name is Megan. And after the injury, after a while, I went by May. Because that G sound was just awful. Like, the worst sound ever is G sounds now. And I don't know why. And it makes me irrationally angry. And I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why. It's a brain injury. But, like, it's things like that that people wondering what a brain injury feels like. It's like, you aren't you. You know? My life that I had up until 2013, it feels like I watched a movie that I fell asleep halfway through. It doesn't feel like my own experiences. Like I've read, sorry Shiloh, I've read books that feel more connected than my own memories. I've watched TV shows that I feel more connected to than my own memories. It feels like somebody else lived that life and I stole that life. And I have no right to it. Like that's the weirdest thing, is it feels like I have no right to it. Because here's the thing, I liked who I was. I was I was driven. I was passionate. I had a work ethic that you would not believe. I based a lot of my personality on being strong and a business owner, and that I could just do anything. And that's not who I am. And that's no longer who I'll ever be again. So, one of the reasons for a soft ghost to a lot of my old friends was because everybody always wanted me to be back to who I was. And it didn't allow for me to grieve the person that I lost, because I lost myself. How do you grieve the loss of yourself? It's insanity. It's weird. So, seeing old friends and such, it was too hard. They would, do their inside jokes with me or call me nicknames or whatever, and everything about it just felt wrong. Like, incredibly, uncomfortably wrong. So, even though it's been, 13 years or something like that since my injury, I'm just now moved to another state, and I'm making memories of who I am now. And that's very helpful. It's still odd because in a lot of ways it would be easier to live like I'm putting on a skin suit every day and putting on a fake mask every day. Because the person who I was incredible and very kind and loving, and everybody loved her and she loved everybody. So it would be so much easier to make friends, to make a good impression for my future in-laws, it would be easier to, get into a relationship. It would be easier to get a job. It would be easier for everything if I just put on that skin suit of that person who I was. But it would be hell. Every second of it would be hell. It just, the level of pretending to be somebody else and looking like that person who you were and sounding like that person who you were and having the same name and everything, it just feels wrong. Yeah, it just feels wrong. And sometimes another thing is you just have a burst of emotions. And then other times something happens and you have no emotions. Like, you know how you should be feeling. And you feel an edge of that. Like, you feel, the outside of an emotion, but you can't feel that emotion. So sometimes I just react different to situations, and it sucks for everybody involved because although I'm not as nice as I was, not by a long shot, I'm still not an asshole, So I'm still not. I still don't want to make people feel uncomfortable because my brain is broken, And then I can do one of two things. I can find somebody who understands, like my girlfriend, or put on a mask. I don't want to do that. So, yeah, it's something else. It's something else. For the seizures, Amanda's learning how bad they are. That sometimes, I can't still get to the bathroom without assistance, that sometimes I can't even speak, Sometimes my brain will make connections that aren't there from I don't even know how long ago, And then sometimes, like the other day, the reason why I posted just a video of Anne was I had a seizure yesterday. And Anne was very good. Anne was very good. Not only did she alert me so that I could get to bed, get in a recovery position, put some pillows around me, but she got up to the edge of the bed and pushed me into the middle when my body got too close to the edge, even though she's 9 pounds and I'm not 9 pounds. She still managed to push me into the middle, and I appreciate that. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. The original plan for her was to actually be a service dog for seizure detection. And it's one of those things. I was in California, and there's like 3 levels of education. So you have to pass the super basic training. And then there's an international level of training that you have to pass before you can go into the actual. Yeah, there's Shiloh. Before you can go into the actual training program. Okay, I've been talking for 15 minutes. And she got to the second bar, but she didn't take the national test by the time I left. It was just, you know, in combination with whatever health issues she was having and everything else, I wasn't able to get her tested to see if she could be, recognized by some group internationally as a good dog. It literally gives you a plaque saying that this dog is a very good dog. But she does know all of the things. And she can detect my seizures. So I don't know if that means she's a service dog. I don't think she is. Maybe. I mean, she is, but she's not, you know? You're definitely something. You're definitely something. Anyway, whenever the seizures happen, if it's a grand mal, this is the weird thing. My memories and feelings will go back. If it's a hard enough seizure, it'll go all the way back to 2013. And I'll have to re-remember everything. You know, like little spurts and bits and blobs, and some things have been permanently lost. A lot of things have been permanently lost. A lot of things have been permanently lost. But, remember spurts, and when I wake up from the seizure, I feel the closest to the old me, and very slowly my skin doesn't become my own again. And very slowly it feels like I'm wearing a suit, a skin suit again. And it's... you go from being curious to being horrified really quick. And then after you're feeling horrified, you're feeling useless because, you can't control your own body, you can't control your own memories, and you can't even be familiar with the emotions that you had, the reactions that you had. And that part is it's just a knife every single time. There's nothing I can do to make that feel better. And it's really, really crappy. Because, if you had liked yourself before the accident, then it's gonna feel really crappy. I don't know. If somebody could please tell me if, a person who was a really bad person gets a traumatic brain injury, if they turn into a good person, that would be nice to know. That would be really nice to know. But yeah, you end up feeling so useless and incapable. Because even before the injury, when I would have bouts of depression or happiness or whatever, I'd feel them. You know, at least you could feel them. Now, with the injury, I don't even feel my emotions all the way. There's just this invisible barrier, and it's weird. Come on, Shy. How many animals do I have? The answer is 3. But, you know, obviously they all have to be on me at the same time. Oh, Lizzie is perfect. Anyway, but yeah, I thought I'd try to explain a traumatic brain injury, and if you like the sound quality and the camera quality, thank my girlfriend, because she was like, honey, you need to change the sound. You need to change the camera. I'm like, well, the point was for me to just put videos out there, you know, immediately. Just, I need to put videos out there. Let me get used to being comfortable in front of the camera. And then from there, I already had the equipment. I just hadn't set it up or learned it. And even now, the lighting here is... I've got all the lights on. I've got all the lights on. And I'm still like... I am like 12 shades paler than I am appearing on camera. I mean, not that I mind, but, you know. I'm whiter than the walls. Like, I glow in the dark, you know? Brighter. I'm pale. I'm very pale. I am so pale. So this is just considerably darker. This is like what most people think foundation shades for pale people should look like. Yeah, no. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Traumatic brain injury. Yay. I'll tell you about the spinal cord and heart and thyroid and gallbladder and I think I've had 28 surgeries thus far. I do not remember all of them. Like, at all. They're somewhere. I mean, they're on my body, but they're not. I don't know where. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye, YouTube. Have fun.